Hey guys, since you guys clicked on this video, you're wanting to learn how to solder properly. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to solder properly and the equipment that you're going to need. Okay, so let's get on to it. In this video, you're going to need some resistors, some kind of sponge or pad, something kind of like that, some solder, pair of safety glasses, a breadboard of some kind, or a PCB board, and you're going to need a soldering iron. Obviously, some kind of soldering iron, something that works. I'll be going over what you're going to need, so what kind of soldering iron this is and everything you'll need for it, and some helping hands which I've got over here. Okay, let's get started. So now I'm going to open up a new tab, and then we're going to search pine sol, which I've already done over here, and then you click on the Pine 64 one, and then as you can see here, it is $25.99 at the moment. It says retail price is $35.99. I'm not exactly sure what that is in, but I'm pretty sure it's in ADU. This will also be plus delivery as well. But this is the first thing you're going to need. You're going to need the pine sol or some kind of soldering iron that can heat up fast, efficiently, and quickly. But I would recommend the pine sol or the TS100. They're the best soldering irons right now. So yeah, I would get one of these. With this, you just get the soldering iron and the tip. So as you can see here, it's got the tip here. It's just the usual tip. Okay. And then over here, the next thing we're going to want to buy is a USB-C to USB-C silicone charger. So basically what you want is, number one, this one is really good because it is heat proof. So as you can see down here, it says temperature heat resistance up to 250 Celsius. So that's really good. If I go back over to here, since this is the pine sol, it might still burn through it, because if you go up to because I believe this thing can go up to like 450, which is pretty cool. Well, it was pretty hot, to be honest. Yeah, and then as you can see here, it's got the USB-C or a barrel connector. Okay, so that's what you'll need to charge it. And then if we go over this tab, we're going to want something like this. So it's just for standing on the pine sol. Again, this is all from pine64.com. Yeah, you can buy whatever you want, one of these kinds, but that's just a very simple one that will get you started. And then over here, we're going to have something to use the pine sol with. So I've got a DC barrel at the moment, and it supplies 19 volts and about like 19 watts. So if I go back down here, you can see here, this one is, you can choose, but what I would recommend is this one here. So I would recommend this. This is 100 watt. I have actually got one of these for my computer, which I'm using right now. Yeah, so you can use this for a whole heap of different things. You can choose the black one or the white one. I like black. And it's got ADU on it. So that kind of plug is what I would use since I'm in Australia. But you can pick whatever you want. This is the best because you can use it for basically anything, and also for the pine sol. So if you're out somewhere and you're soldering or charging your laptop and you want to solder, then you can use your laptop's charger to solder, which helps in some situations. Not all situations, but yeah, for example, if you're flying your FPV drone and something breaks and you've got your computer and its charger in your bag, then you can just whip that out and start soldering. So it's pretty neat. They're the main things that you're going to need to get started. Other than that, you would need something to solder, obviously. So like a PCB board or a some kind of board like a PCB board. So what we call it, I call this breadboard. So I'll just get that for you. Okay, so now this is breadboard. Some neat stuff. As you can see there, it's got little holes, and then you just solder it in. It's got a little bit of solder on it already, and then you just pop your component in, and then you bend out the wires just to hold it in, and then you can solder on those two wires. Pretty simple. Yeah. So now I'm going to get back down here. That's pretty much it that you need here. Other than that, a few extra things I would recommend is like getting a few extra soldering tips. So if I just go to home, open that new tab, and then scroll down, click on the pencil buy now. So you can buy extra tips here, which is something that you might want to check out. And there's a whole heap of different ranges, but what it comes with it already is already good. Also, if you guys want to check out the review for the Palm Tool, that'll be linked in the description below. Now, I'm going to be showing you how to actually solder, how to not burn yourself. Trust me, it hurts. It took me a while not to burn myself. Anyway, let's get on with it. Okay, so I've got it all set up here. Get my soldering iron. It's in the helping hands, just like this. It just clips on there. Just clip on the alligator clips. So I've got this, which is my soldering iron. Let's see if it can focus. So to heat it up, we click the plus button, but first I'll just go through the menu real quick. So you just click on the minus button to go into the menu. It's got the power settings. Okay. Solder settings, sleep mode, user interface, advanced settings, and it goes back out. So if I go back into there, you click the plus button to go into the menu, and then minus to scroll, and then plus to change the setting. Okay, so the power source, DC, QC voltage, so that's for the quick charge voltage. PID timer, soldering settings. So if we go under there, it's got boost temp, so that's when you when the tip is already heated up and you click the plus button, it'll go up to 400 degrees, which I think is the best. Startup behavior means it's already on 0, and if it's 1, it means it already heats up as soon as you plug it in. What happens when you click the plus button and minus button? So if you just click it once while it's in the menu or anything, well, in the main menu, and heat it up, it'll change the temperature preset. So if I go down again, long change, so that if you go into it and then you click plus and hold it down, it'll just continue going up by 10. Allow locking buttons. Okay, that's it on the soldering settings. Sleep mode, motion sensitivity, so that's movement, so it'll turn off after a certain amount of time, and then once you move it, it'll turn back on. Sleep temperature, so that your tip is not always on full bore, you can go into sleep mode to stop the tip from wearing out very fast. So that's that. Sleep timeout, I don't exactly know what that is, to be honest. Shut down time, so after 10 minutes it'll shut off. And that's that. User interface, temperature units, Celsius for me, or that's right out my cat, sorry. Or Fahrenheit, so Fahrenheit would be for people who use Fahrenheit, and Celsius. So it's got both of those. The display orientation, so right is for right-handed, so like I am, left is for left-handed, and I've got it on auto, so A is auto, so it changes sides. So I'll just bring it around here like this, And then see how it's on this side, and then it's also on this side, like that, so it changes sides. I think that's pretty cool. Okay, so that's that. Cool flash down, that means it starts to flash the lines when it starts to cool down. Scrolling speed, swap plus and minus keys, that's probably a little bit confusing, so I wouldn't tick this on, because that would be minus then, and that would be plus. That'd get rather confusing. The animated speed, so that's the pace of this, how fast it scrolls. Anime loop means it keeps looping around, so that'll keep going around and around. Brightness, and if it's the opposite, so black is white or white is black, basically. And then the rest is kind of just random stuff. Advanced settings, so power limit, that's if you've got like a power limit of 5 watts, 10 watts, 20 watts. I'm just gonna put that, wow, it goes all the way up to, just leave that at 0 watts. Or off, you just have to leave it off. I forget how to turn it off. There we go, off. So just should be one of these settings. If I can get it to turn back off. Okay, well I can't turn it off, sorry. Then that's heating up now. It's drawing 40 watts, you can see. And you can see the temperature there. That's the tip. Look, and you can see that is really, really hot, and it looks almost the exact same as if it wasn't hot. So you should always be careful and double check if you're going to touch it to make sure that it's not already hot, okay? So I've got my solder here. You can't really see that because I'm really zoomed in at the moment. So this is my solder. So you got to make sure it's got the 60-40%. Though that is probably the best for soldering. Now we're going to get onto soldering. Okay, so now you just pop your tip onto whatever you want to solder. So I'm going to solder this one here. Then you grab your solder. Then you just feed it into where the pad that you're soldering on. And just keep feeding it on until it's kind of got that spark. I don't know, it's just nice and round. So if you underdo it, I'll show you what that kind of looks like. It kind of looks flattish, and there's not, you want a little bit of bulbing but not too much. So I'll show you what overdoing it looks like. Just feed all of it in there, then you just keep putting it in and use it so much, but it just gets really, really big, and then out the other side it also turns into a big blob. If you can see that, there we go. See, it turns into a big, oh, that's still hot, so, turn into a big blob, like that. So you don't want to continuously just continue feeding it in. And you can see, it still looks flat on the top because it's all feeding out the bottom. You know you got it right when there's a little bit of a bulb on the top, but not too much. So like you can see, that one there is way too much on the top. Okay, so now we're going to be using this, which is a resistor. This one's a rather big one. There are little ones and bigger ones, but for this one, you just bend down the leads like this. Okay, so they're straight down. And then you pop it in the 2 holes that you want it to go in. It's like you can't put it in 2 smaller holes because it doesn't go all the way down. So I'll take that out. See, it bends the lead like that, which you can do if you really want to put it into 2 different holes, but wider is better. So nice and wide, and then it just pops in there like that. Okay, and then out on the bottom side, if I can get out of focus. Okay, we just bend out these leads like this, just to keep it in there. Okay, let's turn this back around, and you can see that's not going to come out anytime soon now. It's really stuck in there. Now we can grab our soldering iron, and then we pop it on the joint that we want to join. I'm going to see if I can get in there a little bit more. No, but if you go in there and then you hold it on there, and then you just feed the solder onto the plate, and just keep feeding it in till it kind of looks nice. There we go. So now you can tell that's pretty good, because I twist this back, it's not going to try and fall out and move around. Now we'll do the other side. So hold it on there, and then just feeding it onto there. And then we just give it a little time to settle in, and then you can see it's got a beautiful little bulb on the top. Not too much, just perfect. So that's pretty much how you solder, and then you always want to wipe the tip of your soldering iron on the sponge. So there's two different types of sponges you can have. You can have one kind of like this, it doesn't soak up as much water. And then you can have one like this, and this just soaks up all the water you can get. So it's pretty satisfying to watch it expand. I'll show a little clip of that now. Okay, now that we've done that soldering, you can see that no matter where the pins are out here, it's going to stay in the same area, and it's just stuck on there. Okay, we'll do that again, except for with the diode this time. Let me just, we gotta find that diode. Here it is. Okay, so this is a diode. It's a different type of component. So a diode limits which way the current's going, or the voltage is going, or current. So it can't go back this way, but it can go forwards that way, because you can see, if you can see that, there's a white band up over this side, which means it goes towards the white band, but it won't come back away from the white band. Okay, so just remember that when you're putting in a diode. It only goes one way. A resistor can go both ways. Okay, so now, again, we're going to bend it down. We're going to pop it in its place. And then, once it's in there, turn it over. Bend out its pins. So, just like that. To keep it in place. Then we can grab our solder. Putting our soldering iron on the point, and then just feeding our solder onto the point. And then you can just practice that a whole heap if you've got a board, and then just continuously doing that. Okay, and I'm gonna do it for this side. This one's a little bit tricky. There we go. Just like that. You guys probably didn't see that. Do it again. And we don't heat up the pads too much, because it can damage them. Just like that. There we go. Perfect. And that's pretty much how you solder. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more of these videos. And there will be a link in the description below for all of these products, except for the resistor. I will put a breadboard down there, and the cable and the TS100. If you guys could click on those links and buy it, perhaps, that'd be awesome. Anyway, see you guys next time. Bye.